Well, I grew up in the church, a Christian church, and learned all the Bible stories early, and I understood who God was, and I had a relationship with God. But it was a fearful relationship. I was scared that He wasn't going to look down at me and be happy with what He saw. So I spent most of my early years worried that I wasn't pleasing God. And it wasn't until later in life that I understood He loves me so much. He's already with me, and He already loves me. And there's nothing I can really do that'll change His opinion of me. And it took me to get into my 30s before I understood that, and before I became comfortable with my relationship with God. Until then, I guess I was really defensive.
To be completely and fully opened, I didn't really have a childhood with God. My childhood was growing up in a place where when we went to church, I played in a playroom, and it was only when I went with Grandma and Grandpa or sitting in the sanctuary because they had family day and getting the ruler smacked across my hands for saying, "Hey, Grandma," and speaking during the time that the service was going on. So I had a patient who was dying, and she was big, knew the Bible back and front and back, and always very open about her relationship with Jesus. And so when she became my patient, she would ask me to read the Bible, and I was honest with her and told her that I did not know the Bible, that I would do it for her, but I really, and it was the Old Testament, so it wasn't even the New Testament. And I'm like, so I'd read it and I'd get stuck on a word, and she would finish it for me. But after every time she'd finish, she'd say, "You read that so gracefully." So through the process of watching her die, she was actually helping me learn to want to be Christ-like, like she was. So when she passed away, shortly before she passed away, I had met my husband, and she kept saying he was going to be the one that was going to walk beside me. And just so happens that he has been the one that has walked beside me since her period of being gone. And we've grown stronger over the years through counseling and through LifeSong and through really just tearing apart the Bible itself.
So even though I understood who God was and had a relationship with Him, it wasn't until later in life that some people showed me God's grace. So ironically, it was through a really difficult period of time for me. I was in my early 30s and found myself mostly alone, that some people in a church I wasn't familiar with came alongside me and for the first time loved me regardless of my actions, and loved me regardless of what I had been through and what I'd been doing. And it was funny because I thought I understood God until that point, but I didn't understand grace until I was in my 30s. And it was that these people wouldn't give up on me and followed up with me and loved me anyway, that I finally got and finally understood relationship and finally understood grace. And I've carried that forward in life, and just love to show people that it doesn't matter where you come from. It doesn't matter what you did yesterday. There's a God who loves you, and as His ambassador, I want to show you that with the way I treat you.
They've been there for us through our good times and our bad times. They have pushed us forward when we wanted to give up. They have guided us in ways that no one else was able to. show us things that even, I don't believe that even Christopher knew. So I'd say LifeSong's pretty fabulous.
Well, it gave me some of my best friends in life besides my wife. And again, it was a group of guys here that wouldn't give up on me. And I don't want to give up on them. And it's just kind of cool the way that our relationships have developed in the most unlikely of ways. I don't know what to do besides keep pushing in because it's a lot of fun.
A lot of impact on them. They know that there is grace to be shown when we make mistakes. They know that there is ways to work strength in God into a marriage.
Go ahead.
When they were younger, they would argue about some days getting up to go to church, and these days it's just, am I driving with mom or am I driving with dad to church? Because dad comes early for the prayer, and mama sometimes sleeps in a little bit longer.
Yeah, our kids have seen a lot since we've been together, and there is no doubt it's going to be a benefit to them moving forward that they've seen the way God can take anything, any set of circumstances, and turn it around for His good. Romans 8:28 is something we talk about with the boys every day, all the time. I mean, they bring it to me. They're like, "Hey, here's a Romans 8:28 story. Check this out, Dad." The boys also have understood that you don't have to look like me and act like me and be from the same background I'm from to have strong community. A lot of the men in our church, are father figures to our boys, whether they acknowledge it or not. They'll ask. Derek will ask about Elder Mark through the week. What did he do this week? And have you talked to him? They'll ask about Paxton, and it's great to see the boys involved and interested in the lives of other people.